I'm James Fuson of Two Grown Ass Men. Mikael, as usual, is working him in his overtime, trying to make enough money for that New York Comic Con. So, as you guys know, we do like a lot of unboxings. We go to Comic Cons and just generally have fun. And we went to the Run Fest and whatnot. We're trying to expand what we do. I want to do something a little bit different. I want to talk about comics. We don't talk about comics a whole lot. So my reading uh, palette has been very limited over the last 30 years. And I've read bits and pieces here and there, but mostly Marvel. DC doesn't really do it for me like Marvel does, but DC definitely has its moments, especially with the events. I like the events a lot. But I have not been keeping up with stuff lately. I think the last big event I read was Blackest Night. So there's been a lot that's happened since Blackest Night. Like Convergence and Trinity and I can name them, different crises. Oh, I read Final Crisis. I was a little torn on that one. But I read that a long time ago and out of context. And then recently, DC just had their big crossover event, Absolute Power, with Amanda Waller. I did not read that, but I have been very excited to read books from the Absolute Universe. Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Absolute Superman. Uh, it's kind of like DC's Ultimate Universe, and I think they kind of did that before with All Star, like All Star Batman and Robin, All Star Superman. That was kind of like a easy reboot for people to enter in. So now they're doing it again with Absolute. And it all started out with a book called DC All In, special number 1. I think it had the word special in it. I read that one already. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And yes, it did. It had the word special, the DC All In special. I had some feelings about it. So, like I said, I'm reading this out of context. I had to do a little bit of Googling to see, because I thought it was odd that Absolute Power had the word absolute, and then there's these absolute um, titles coming. Even though on the surface, like if you don't know, they seem completely unrelated. Amanda Waller wants to eliminate superheroes from the world, and she fails. Spoiler alert: the heroes win, and then Darkseid does some shit that creates the absolute universe. So I don't know. So there, I had to do some googling, and there is some relation to that. And then there's a lot of imagery and other subtle things that I would have never picked up on had I not Googled it in the first place. But this is the DC All In Special number 1. And when I first pulled out, because the place I buy them from comes with the backer boards and the poly bags like they do, I was immediately disappointed when I seen it has a flip. I was excited. I said, oh man, that book's kind of thick. I got some reading to do. And I was like, oh no, it's a flip. And I hurried up and looked, and yes, it's definitely one story is on one flip side, one story is on the other. I like my stories just to be good. Give me some decent art. I mean, I would love great art. Give me at least some decent art. A good story can carry bad art. If you read The Walking Dead, Charlie Adlard, he's a Walking Dead alumni, but his art sucks. But I mean, like, you think Charlie Adlard could draw Avengers? No. But the Walking Dead story writing was so powerful that you didn't care about the art. It could have been stick figures, and it would have been good. So give me a good story. Give me decent art. Leave the gimmicks out of it. No gimmicks, please. Get rid of the gimmicks. I don't need it. And that's what this spells to me as gimmicky when I first open it. So my initial takeaways from reading this the other day. You can follow it, like you know what's happening in here. You're not looking at stuff like, dear Lord, what I don't know what's happening on this page. This makes completely no sense to me. My problem came in, and I only read this once. I read this once, and out of context, not having read years worth of work leading up to this since Final Crisis. The thing I didn't understand most was motivation. So I'm not really sure if this is supposed to be the dark side, and then isn't the dark side? Isn't he omniversal? Like there's only one of him throughout all. He's a unique being. And then if that is, so you got Darkseid cutting his hand off. He's trying to ensnare the Spectre. Like he's doing all this weird stuff that I don't know why he's doing what he's doing. I don't know the motivations. Kills one of his sons. Right there to get the blood. To get more blood to do what he's doing. And this is the first story. At least that's how it reads. They presented it on the shelf with, with the Absolute Universe characters. So that's the way I read it, and it made sense to me. And he's just he's wrecking some Apocalypse denizens. Even Zoriel's here, which I don't know why Zoriel is here. Like what? He's the angel of God in the DC universe, and yet he's like just right there for whatever reason. I don't know if he went bad or what. They got these Omega beams going. The art is okay. I mean, I think they should have did better art. I don't like this style with this significant of an event. I think I would have liked a more cleaner, crisper style. This is kind of just like a sloppy, um, haphazard kind of style. Like the cover art is tight. I like the cover art. It's great. Cover art is great. But that interior art is not on the same level. And he's like going on these weird, a guardian of the universe. There's the Phantom Stranger, a couple other characters I'm not sure who, but they're like the cosmic beings of DC. He's going up against the Spectre. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get the Spectre's power. More heads. In there he's fighting Superman. And it just keeps going. And the story, like you're following it, you're reading it. And again, if you don't know the context, you're like, okay. They're doing this for some reason. And Darkseid does a lot of what big powerful god villains do, and that's a lot of talking. You got like this Wonder Woman. I think that's Absolute Wonder Woman. I think that's Absolute Wonder Woman because they show Absolute Batman right there, and I think that's supposed to be Absolute Superman. Although, because of the sloppy artwork, I don't know, because All-Star Batman is like an emo, like he could be singing for The Cure or something, so. But he says that, like, I'll read it, what Apocalypse says, as he says, I let the specter be torn from me, and I open myself to it, to death, and as I end, I begin again, but this time alone, bound by no relationships to Earth, to the Kryptonian, to anything. If that world is driven by life, by hope, then this one would be driven by challenge and turmoil, a world where heroes are born facing greater odds. So like Wonder Woman will not be raised in paradise. Batman won't have his riches in his ivory tower, and Superman's not going to have Mom, Pa Kent, and the Fortress of Solitude. There's even an appearance by Booster Gold. Wish they'd stop hating on Booster Gold, man. They don't give him no real love. And then they show like a big giant mishmash of characters, and you flip it and then read the next story. And the next story is a little bit, I kind of wonder if, because this is 52 days later. So, yeah, that would be 52 days earlier is how this one starts with Darkseid. And this one starts, see, this story is named Alpha. And the other one is named Omega. So I guess just going off of that, you could read that one first. So you would read the one with the regular Justice League on the cover. And here they are, Justice League. They're in their little watchtower, and they're expanding, and they're trying to get more people on the team. Actually, they're just handing out league membership cards, especially to the ones who are already in. Except one of the metal men was like, "Nah, straight man, I got my own team to worry about." That dude there, which I can respect that. But I mean, if it's if you're on a minor league team and the majors call you up, you don't say no. Come on, nobody does. That just don't make sense. Booster Gold saving lives, doing his thing. Batman showing him a little respect. Batman's like, "Oh yeah, I respect you. You deserve. You come a long way from that from a thieving guy from the future, stole your shit, and now you're trying to be a hero." I like Booster Gold. I wonder if Ted Kord is back. They killed Ted Kord in right before Infinite Crisis, and I don't know. Then they brought in Jaime Reyes as the new Blue Beetle. I wonder if there's a new Ted Kord out there. Some advertisements. And then they're just they're doing like, hey, we're gonna be big. Justice League gonna be on. It's called Justice League Unlimited. They're gonna do their thing. It looks like there's even gonna be a series for that, Justice League Unlimited. So they're setting that up. That's the regular universe. It looks like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Captain Atom, Flash. I wonder which Flash that is. The way he's smiling, I'll say it's Barry Allen. I don't know. The Star Sapphire and Black Lightning. That's what they showed on the cover. But then there's an attack from the Omega thing. You can see all these Omega beams from the Omega story, and they're zip zapping all over the place, tearing stuff up, and they're seeing visions. And here comes. So I guess no, you got to read Omega first. Read Omega first. I'll tell you for sure that by the end of this. But there's the Spectre, Darkseid, and he's going to wreak havoc. There we go. I guess there's a bunch of covers. That's advertisement covers. So yeah, he's doing battle now. It's the Spectre Darkseid. How can you Spectre Darkseid lose? It's the Spectre and Darkseid. You're bound with the Spectre. There's no more Darkseid. And Superman's gonna have to let loose on him. It looks like right here. So they're doing like some magic stuff, and they free the Spectre from Darkseid. And of course, you know how Darkseid likes to say Darkseid is. And more than once he says Darkseid ends. There he is, ending in all his glory, creating a new universe. So he does that. Is Darkseid dead? Did he thank us? Which he did. He said, "Thank you, Darkseid ends." He's gone, but not without leaving us that. And it's like a big rift. If you remember your Annihilation, your War of Kings in Marvel, they had a big rift in space. So that looks like right there, a little rift in space. They're making this their mission. Oh, they even got the Peacemaker there. And they're talking about what they're going to do. And they got to send somebody to do some time traveling into the past, and they're going to send a Booster Gold. Love me some Booster Gold. I'll say it again. Can't argue with them. I just think they don't properly utilize them. That's all. Yeah, so he goes back to the past, and you see this is the world he goes to where they, Darkseid is in control of it. So I think that's probably the absolute universe, absolute Earth. That's interesting. And then they, of course, you see where. So it looks like it's like the shadow of Darkseid talking about finally I have my army, and then it goes to that split shot from earlier. So my takeaway on DC All In, you can read it without having read stuff before, but I think you have a deeper understanding following Absolute Power and some of the other event books surrounding Darkseid and some of the other characters leading up to this. Probably some one shots here and there or some specific issues. I'll have to look into that. But start with Omega, which is the side that has the Absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman on it, and Alpha Second, which has the Justice League on it. So that's that. And I didn't expect the DC All In to come in. I haven't really been looking at what companies are putting out. I just knew like the Absolutes are coming out, and then I was all like, "Oh, DC All In, cool." And then that led to, and this came out a couple days ago, Absolute Batman #1. And it's got that. It's like DC All In. So that's the. They say it's the Absolute universe, but it's also the DC All In universe. I have not opened this. I have not read it. I'm going to do that right here. We're going to check this out together. I'm going to give you my real time takeaway on this. Right. I can say immediately. I find I find the bat symbol interesting. It's like a square with things sticking out to highlight, like its ears and bat tips and wing tips and stuff like that. So here it is, Absolute Batman, DC All In, #1. I'll start reading it right now. Thankfully, it's not like super long. Right. Oh boy. Okay, that's good. It's straight up good. I'm about to ruin it. Spoilers. Absolute Batman #1. Let's start straight up. Alfred Pennyworth. I'm just excited about this. Is some kind of secret agent. There's a gang called the Party Animals gang, and they're going around killing people. And they got like some tag, and it was the Maroney family, and they killed like the whole Maroney family. And Alfred Pennyworth is working for some organization that's hunting them down, but they're also hunting this guy named the Batman down. Batman, he punching bags in the gym. His mom's still alive. Apparently, his dad died in the zoo where they were in, and they were hiding in the bat enclosure. I guess that's how he got his little bat um, fascination. Uh, what's his name? Waylon, Killer Croc. He's in this, but he's just a regular dude with a crocodile. So we don't know what he's going to turn into. And he's running the gym that Bruce is working out at, and they seem to be friends. There's a couple of unnamed characters in there. I don't know who they are, or they're supposed to be. I'm pretty sure though. We're gonna see them. Um, the introduction to Batman is pretty cool. You got Jim Gordon and Bruce Wayne's mom are like speaking of the thing, and then here comes the Party Animal gang, and then boom, here comes Batman, Absolute Batman, nice. Here it comes. He's got the bullets just bouncing off his cape. We expect that though. This is brutal though, because the Party Animal gang is like just straight up killing people, like murder. in brutal ways, like they said they tied up a mother and baby to a bumper just to see, and then they cut out. Hey, don't come on, it's just sick. What happened? So they didn't like finish it up to your imagination. And his suit is functional stuff I have not seen before. So he takes off the ears of his cowl. You can see right here, he takes them off, and they're like blades. He takes them mugs off, and he's like, he's not killing anybody. When I read, he still maintains his no killing code, but he's slicing dudes up, and that awesome ass little square bat symbol on his chest, functional. I've never seen this. I've never seen the ear thing, and I've also never seen this. Maybe it's happened before. I don't know. He takes that mug off. It's like an axe. Look at this. Man got an axe on his chest. I mean, it's not really an axe. Again, he's not killing people, but so this is definitely a very functional. Well, I mean, I guess it is an axe because he cuts off dude's hand. So that's he stopped short of killing, but he's dismembering bad guys. He's cutting them up, slicing them up, beating them within an inch of the life. Um, they kind of went through his backstory a little bit. Like after his dad died, he had a little bit of trouble, and then he decided to clean his act up. Went to college, studied like chemistry, engineering. He got jobs around the city, like in gas and water and all this, so he can learn the city inside and out. And then he came in, he's like genius level intellect and all this other stuff. So I can't wait to see more of how this Batman became this Batman. Uh, Oh man, and he's got some spikes coming out of it. I missed that in my reading of it. I didn't even notice that when he's like, "Get out of my way!" He's got spikes coming out of his back somehow. Like I don't know what his suit did to do that because there's really nothing to show it happen. That's how I just missed it. It just popped up. He doesn't use them. He ain't cutting nobody up or nothing. But Alfred Pennyworth come in. They were like, "Take him out." The organization he works for. He tries to more than once. But Batman beats him up the first time they meet. Batman works in he's building buildings, construction, but Alfred Pennyworth knows who he is. He's following him. He's figuring out who he is. They think Pennyworth thinks he's got him. Sets him up, and then like a boom. So, what's his name? Alfred Pennyworth's pointing a gun at him. Batman takes it, shoots him with it. Somehow, Batman had switched it, and I don't know if you can see this, but there's a bunch of little batarangs, little bat symbols in Alfred's face from getting a shotgun blast up into the face. Yeah. And then there's a nice little shot of Batman. That's a nice one right there. That's good. That's all I wanted to show. I thought this was it. And then there's like a little epilogue right here. And this has got me excited. Apparently, this is some rich dude. This is one of the 30 richest men on Earth. They're talking about, oh man, what they said. So what do we call them? They're like, oh no, on the plane there's these two pilots. Like, what do we call them? Is it just sir? And they're like, no, Mister this, no Mister that. He's just sir. They're like, well, when you're one of the 30 richest men on the planet, you can be whoever you want. He goes, think you'd want to be my rich, generous best friend? The guy said, don't even do that. Don't joke. He's like, why? So you didn't hear? That guy never laughs. Not at anything, ever. That's why they call him the Joker. And that's their introduction. As I'm reading this, I'm thinking, like, I can't wait till they introduce the Joker. They're starting out early. There's the Joker coming right there. I don't know what's they got his face. They got his face hidden, so we don't know if he's already disfigured or what. But this is exciting. I really liked it. Even the DC All In, like I said, I'll probably do some more Googling to get some insights into a lot of what's going on in the story that I may not be fully aware of happening because of my lack of being able to read. a lot of that stuff. Yeah, there we go. And this Absolute Batman is superb. I highly recommend jumping in now. They're only on the Batman. Wonder Woman is next. Then I almost said All Star. Then Absolute Superman after that, coming up. You know they're gonna if this is successful, which I'm just reading this, I know it's gonna be. You know, you're gonna see Green Lanterns and Flashes, and you know, we're gonna see all kinds of just amazing stuff. I think this is what I needed to really get my interest back in DC, because I said Final Crisis the last thing I read. I've been reading Dark Knight's Metal also. That's my thing. Batman Who Laughs, absolutely love it. Haven't finished it yet. Just things have been real slow. But I'm about to double down on reading comics. I will, as soon as I get Wonder Woman trilogy. Trinity. Come on. Absolute Wonder Woman. I'm gonna bring it here with you, read it with you guys, and we'll talk about it for a second. Go over it. I'll get better at my reviews. It's the first time I've done this. I just really wanted to share this. I thought it was exciting. I got some more books that I want to read that I want to share with you guys. Some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the new stuff, Toxic Avenger. Like there's some old stuff that I really liked as a kid that I haven't read in 30, 40 years that I want to read again, and see if they hold up the same love that I had for them back then. So please like and subscribe. Like I said, we do conventions, we do toy unboxings, we just have fun and do stuff. We're gonna do a lot more now. We're adding in comic book reviews, and see where it goes from here. Like and subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you think. Give us feedback. And I'm James Fuson for Two Grown Ass Men. Mikael, he's doing his duties as a plumber, and see you again soon. Thank you.
That was good.